Hello, myself Sunil R Nair, and here basically we are talking about the topic that is basically connecting to the earthquakes. And in earthquake, basically one topic is that how basically the project managers can, the software project managers basically can, how basically they can, not only software project managers, but project manager post basically can, how basically they can handle the entire city basically. And literally basically the project coordinator basically coordination people is required basically. Without that basically the city basically can't run. So like this basically here basically we are discussing the currencies part basically, how currencies dependency are there. And in this basically we are going to talk one topic basically, that is what actually business and what actually sales is. What do you mean by sales? What do you mean by business? Then Sunil R Nair, this question basically was asked by one of the World Bank person basically. He is basically sitting later in front of me basically. Really basically he is not sitting. This is basically just virtual communication. Sunil, what do you mean by business basically? And what do you mean by sales? Then Sunil R Nair actually thought for 10 years basically. What actually he wanted, what is actually business, what actually sales is. Then he thought for time basically, taken some time. Then basically literally basically connected to one example basically. Do you remember basically I have explained one thing basically, that American government basically keeps that software basically in front of them always in the admin office basically, that this many 22 crore Indian people are basically in USA, and this many the business basically this many basically investment basically is got. Yes, basically we got it basically. So that is the best example of the business basically. That is actually business. But that basically in front of public basically you can't disclose that basically. This is the basically literally basically we are doing business with Indian people, Indian nationality basically. Sorry, Indian businessmen basically, and Indian with the Indian government basically. They basically directly can't tell them basically. Otherwise, basically the American name basically, how basically American name is going to be taken. Are you basically a businessman basically? You are doing business basically with Indian people basically. 22 crore people basically you have placed here. And after that basically you are doing business with India country basically. Then basically he told that basically this is actually the business is. So he told that basically 22 crore people are here, invest the money, that's all. So that was the example of business. Then basically he told the another question basically World Bank asked actually is what actually sales is. Then he told that sales also basically, sales actually connects with that 3 lakh incidents basically is there. Yes, 3 lakh incidents basically is there. So that basically connects to sales only, no basically. That connects to sales only. Then basically he told how basically. Sales actually means what? Then he told that sales means demand and supply basically. Then one person given the here basically sales divides into two three basically part with example basically. One example basically I have taken of that mall example. 1 lakh people basically is going. The best example is this only basically. The 1 lakh people, 1 lakh child is basically going to come, right? That basically the government basically knows. The factory people knows that 1 lakh people is 1 lakh child is going to come. So according to that basically the production happened of the each and every human needs basically. Production happened of each and every human needs, and that basically was placed in malls, and that mall basically sold that items to existing public, and the existing public given the commitment that basically we are going to take care of this 1 lakh child. So this is the best example of sales. And another example basically he given that Sales basically you can say that sales between power company and energy company and mall group basically. In that basically he told that basically according to that basically schemes prepares that basically a different thing basically that basically comes into the different format. That also basically we will discuss in third example. One person told that basically we are going to supply this all energy after 1 month. So are you ready for this basically? They basically asked it through the companies basically. So the project manager told here basically the project manager is there na, basically he is coordinating everything basically he is connecting with each and every people basically. So he told that basically are you ready basically for that? Then the factory people told that basically no basically we don't have the data basically. They were basically the nuclear power company was verifying actually that basically they directly got the data from some group or not basically. Like this basically they told that no basically we don't have the data so you have to give the data. So they basically given the data of each and every human needs with some other data also basically. Then basically they told that basically this is the basically data for each and every human needs for your factories. So here basically it was the person basically who was the who actually was running the industry basically. He was running the industry which was basically giving the each and every human needs to this city basically. So for each and every city basically there are set of industry basically created. That also basically we can say. Like this basically he told that basically yeah basically we got the each and every human needs data. We are basically going to prepare these items for the next month where for the each and every malls. Then they basically told that basically this all data basically we have generated, and from this basically the data which is human basically are going to generate, that is like that there is basically one CRM company basically which has connected to this basically, and they are basically told that basically we want this much production from the Vadodara view. Here basically I am taking the example of Vadodara. This much production from the Vadodara basically, from this product basically. They told that okay. So basically they have placed that data into that material, that human needs basically, which Vadodara people are going to take. So from that basically CRM company basically told that that's okay basically we will get the data. Then basically one of the basically company basically they told that basically we want this potato basically from this human needs basically. We are basically giving the data basically. You can dump this data into that human needs. So like this second human needs also basically prepared. Like this each and every human needs basically got prepared. So this was basically supply basically. Supply and demand chain basically comes here. This is small part of the sales, right? This was one thing basically. Then basically he told that basically on this date basically we are going to launch the each and every items. So according to that basically the things which is going to generate, that is a few people basically might get disease also basically. Reason is basically their basically current data basically is not matching with the factory data. That's why basically. So he told that basically okay that's fine basically. Then basically they told that okay basically we are giving the data basically. Like this basically the factory the power company told that basically we will give them the antibiotic basically after having the consumption. So basically they have taken the mobile number, and like this basically on the basis of mobile number they got the address, and then basically they passed the power supply data of the antibiotic of the food basically which they have eaten. In advance basically they passed it. So this is also basically little bit part of the sales basically, and this basically connects to the malls basically. Then basically he told that basically business basically what is that basically we have already taken with that example basically. That is the best example basically for anybody. If anybody asks the business actually what business is, then this example